fault that I'm not enough. I don't blame you that the feeling's gone, but I don't know what I'm gonna do without your love. Cause everything I've been dreaming of is crumbling in my fucking arms. And I'm panicking to get it back. She cut me off, no strings attached. Gandalf, she said I shall not pass. I hide my feelings with a mask. Should've known that nothing's ever really built to last. At least not for me. Can somebody show me just what is wrong with me? But maybe that's just all in my head. Cause I thought that I'd be yours for forever. Now you understand why I can't close my eyes. Your best friend said you left for the better. Super glad you're great, but hurts on the inside. It's all in my mind, it's all in my head. The more that I talk, the more you're away. And I thank God I know you're gonna be okay. I drown in Patron, got lost in the rain. And you're so cold, left the homies stranded in the North Pole. I make plans, you know, show, but I always come back like yo-yo. Said the kids these days, they just tryna fuck. Henny in my hand, trip laying in the mud. There goes Hack, always falling in love. It's the same damn song that goes on and on and on. I thought that I'd be yours for forever. Now you understand why I can't close my eyes. Your best friend said you left for the better. Super glad you're great, but hurts on the inside. I thought that I'd be yours for forever. Now you understand why I can't close my eyes. Your best friend said you left for the better. Super glad you're great, but hurts on the inside. God damn. Yeah. See you. With love.
What's going on, everybody? How we doing out there? It is October 7th, 2024, and he's back.
Yes.
For some reason, he has returned. Hi, Dave.
Hi. I was gone for a little bit, but now I'm back.
You were gone. You just hated me, and that's okay.
I had things to do.
You had things to do, places to be, people to see. Our buddy Alex got married, and that's always a good time. You were over there drinking and enjoying yourself and getting naked when people don't want you to be naked.
No, that was not happening, actually.
You weren't getting naked?
No. I usually don't want to. So
shit happens when you party naked. That is the phrase. So anyway, hello everyone out there watching on Twitter, X, Twitter. What are you watching on X? Watching on Facebook? Watching on YouTube? We appreciate you all. If you like what you see today, give us a repost on X. Go follow us on Facebook. Give us a follow and a share. And on YouTube, smash that like button, subscribe, share the show, all that good stuff. Go find us at the Alex Cuesta Show, and you'll see all the goodness that we have. So we appreciate everyone for being here, Dave. It has been a time. Our Jets fucking suck, Dave. That's not even supposed to be on here, but I just popped it up. They suck, man.
Yeah. It's a lot of coaching, honestly. It's a lot of coaching issues. Because there's no reason the team should be that bad at running the ball. But
you said that like this is the worst running team. We have Breece Hall and Braden Allen, and that line should be able to push people around.
Well, the thing is it's miscommunication, and it's not knowing what they're doing, not knowing who they're getting, and it's consistent, and that's coaching. That's not really because that line is built to be good. That line has names on it that have all been good for years. So it is coaching, and it's very worrying in a way, but also the team can find a way to move the ball when they decide to actually just be a fucking football team. So there is hope in the fact that even frustratingly bad coaching can be overcome in some manner. But then again, it's also an anchor. So they have to stop being stubborn.
Stop listening to Nate Hackett.
Yeah, well, he just has to stop being stubborn because there are times where he calls good plays for like a good minute of time.
20 are the worst plays in the NFL every week.
Yeah, but then he just goes back to being stubborn again. And the defense played fucking great. I really can't
they
say
played
much about
phenomenal.
the defense played out of their goddamn minds.
And Sam Darnold
Trying-
still played really well. So
he,
it's not like
he played as well as he could.
yeah.
Like things were not exactly easy for them. Justin Jefferson was Justin Jefferson,
Yes.
but the offense just didn't help. Just didn't help at all.
And that's not 2
it
weeks
was
in a row
embarrassing.
that we've gotten that. Where the offense did not help the defense after. And it's the same old Jets. Defense plays well, offense doesn't do their job. They lose games and they come back and they make it exciting. And then
but yeah, and it's just and this has been a theme with Salah's coaching is that they don't start off well and they get into a hole, but they're able to fight back. The team doesn't like give up. The team wants to fight back, but they're not prepared. And that's the biggest issue. Because even if it's not 17-0, if it's 10-0, team's fine. Team can actually come back and win. But they refuse to start well in any manner, and that's what's killing them. And it's been a consistent thing in Salah's tenure, and it's not helping.
I saw a damning highlight on the Jets Cast Pod on Instagram, and they're saying like it's worse than we thought with the way it looked at the line, and it's the Vikings were lined up. It was the left side of the offensive line, so that's Smith and it's Simpson, right? And then you have Tippmann at center, and they had the nose guards shaded right in between Tippmann and Simpson, and then they had a wide 9. So obviously Smith's going to go with the wide 9, and he's going to take that. And they had number 9. I don't know who number 9 is on the Vikings, but he was in a clear potential blitz situation. Okay. And instead of, Simpson posting to help Tippmann and seeing if the guy's coming to blitz, Simpson just bails as Tyron Smith is going out to take the guy in the wide 9. And, Tippmann is taking the guy to his outside shoulder. Simpson just goes right on a double in a passing situation and doesn't even take a fucking drop step. And, maybe try and post up and help Tippmann for a second to get to his assignment. And the blitzer comes and just screams Aaron Rodgers. So it's like, it's those little things. You talk about the miscommunications, but that's elementary stuff. And that's something that, maybe they're saying maybe Aaron needs to communicate that, but you have Simpson and you have Tyron Smith there. You do not need to communicate that with those two veterans. There's no reason why those two guys aren't doing that. That's an elementary thing.
It's weird. And that's why it falls a lot on coaching to me, because it's weird for these players to play this way. It doesn't make much sense for these players to play this way. And it doesn't make much sense that we've had better times running the ball in years past than this year when the line's better and we have certainties at running back. So the coaching is fucking terrible. Even if you don't get rid of Nate Hackett, I don't understand how you don't get rid of a line coach who has not helped. This running game is atrocious. It's a running game that should be good. It's a running game that they wanted to establish. They wanted to be a run-first team. Aaron Rodgers. And you wanted to help him out. Well, you're not fucking helping him out. And he didn't play well, but you're not helping him out. So, I don't know what the fuck you're doing there, but the coaching guy needs to really get it together or they need to get the fuck out.
Yeah. It's a lot going on. And, the Jets, I mean, what are you going to do? Right? We have the Bills coming up this week. And if they don't have their shit together, the Bills are going to push their shit in because the Bills are pissed because they just got their asses kicked. So, and that's
that's also because the Bills aren't as good as they were advertised, but
they're not. But that's still a prideful football team. Josh Allen's still a very good quarterback, and he's not going to want to get his shit pushed in 2 weeks in a row. So they're going to come out kicking and screaming. So Nate over here, as always, what up, Nate? Derek Carr is the drizzling shits. How do you not pass the damn ball to Chris Olave? I assume you have him on fantasy, Nate. And I agree. Listen, we're going through the same thing, Nate. How does Garrett Wilson not have 10 targets a game? Minimum 10 targets.
That was the only good thing that came from the game.
Yeah.
Is that Garrett Wilson getting his game going.
Yes. And that was nice. But we need to see more of that. And that also came from Garrett Wilson, I think, getting his head out of his ass a little bit and, winning. Because that's the thing. Aaron Rodgers isn't going to force you the ball for the most part. You got to win. And Garrett Wilson was saying, maybe my route tree is not as varied. Maybe it's good he said that. Maybe Nate realized, hey, let's get him running some routes. He's shifty. Let's let him make some moves. But if you win and you're Garrett Wilson, I'm pretty sure Aaron Rodgers wants to find you on every time he drops back. You're Garrett Wilson. He'd prefer to get you and Breece Hall the ball 99% of the time. So it's something there where, good things will happen if we can keep on getting Garrett Wilson going, because then that opens up Mike Williams. Lazard is continuing to have a fantastic year.
He had some bad drops in that game.
Had some bad drops, but he had a really tough touchdown to get us going.
And he had some good plays and he had some bad drops. He
just
needs
to career.
Yeah, but he really needs to eliminate those drops.
That's why you put Mike Williams in. That's why you bring Mike Williams in,
Yeah.
so he could take those away from Lazard.
Well,
He
I
will.
mean, fucking Tay Adams is supposed to be on the Kay Adams show tomorrow, but he's actually not going to be because some stuff's happening. So it's either he's actually coming to the Jets or,
Jets or
it's
Saints.
not him.
It seems like it's Jets or Saints because,
Yeah.
and it's funny because everyone talks shit, and Nate, you just talk shit about Derek Carr,
Mhm.
but where is Devontae going? To either go play with his 2 former quarterbacks. So obviously he likes Carr a little bit, right? He probably likes Carr enough to go play with him or Aaron
Mhm.
Rodgers. And I hope it's us, but I also don't want to give up the bank to go and get him. And then when Rodgers leaves, it's like, oh no, we suck again. The water boy meme. So we'll see where we are there. Let's get into some of our fun stuff today. Dave, our opening spot, Joker, whatever it is.
Joker Folly Ado.
Joker
Now-
folly. Just stop at the folly, right? Joker is a folly.
Yeah, basically. So if you haven't watched the first Joker movie, I still recommend it. I still think it's a fucking great movie. I think it's something that no one asked for. Something that when it first was a thing, it was just like, what is this exactly? Joker doesn't need an origin story. But then the trailer came out and people were in because the trailer was fan-fucking-tastic.
And the
trailer
fact that
did what it had to do.
it's not Batman. It's set in Gotham. It has very little to do with, you mentioned Bruce Wayne, but it is not Batman.
Well,
This
you
may
see
be a set completely
little
outside.
Bruce, and
Little Bruce.
it's also Batman origin story, but that's
Kind of.
another thing.
No way. Yes.
Well, it is. It just is. But the first movie is fantastic.
Mhm.
But the way the first movie is constructed, the way the first movie ends, and both Todd Phillips, the director, and Joaquin Phoenix, there was never supposed to be a second one. This is not supposed to be a thing. But it made so much money, even though Warner Brothers didn't believe in it. It made so much money that they must have thrown the kitchen sink at Phillips and Phoenix and said, look, we need you to make another one. And then they dumped a whole bunch of money into this to try to make a similar sensation that they had with the first one. But so far, hasn't worked out, both review-wise and box office-wise, because it has a debut of $40 million. And if you're not familiar with the box office numbers with budgets and everything, that might sound like a lot. 40 million is a lot of money, but there was initial projections of 50 million to 65 million. And that range was already revised down from 70 million. So this is behind. This is
worst
already
case scenario. You're under $30 million.
This is already, well, no, I mean,
if you're going from that initial
40 million seems correct. 40 million is correct, but it's already under the revised range of 50 to 65 million from 70. So this is fucking terrible, especially for one has a budget of 200 million. And good thing this article at least brings it up. That means it needs 450 million to break even.
Where did this article come from? Is this Scream Rant, Dave?
This is Variety.
Variety. So bless their hearts that they even admitted that.
Yes. Well, this is not. This is the movie that they have like stake.
This isn't a woke movie.
To be quite honest,
they want. Yeah.
Yeah. And first film, the reason why they wanted to do the second one, because the first one was only 65 million, and I believe it was damn near close to $1 billion. I can't maybe not, but it had a lot of profit either way, because I don't really feel like looking up how much it earned. I'm not going to lie to you.
I could look up it.
But so it has completely bombed right out the gate, and it's not looking like it's going to be carried by word of mouth, because so far, basically all of the reviews from people who actually do reviews and from just normal people that are in social media. You found it?
It made $1 billion.
Oh, it made $1 billion? Okay, I wasn't sure if it broke it or
worldwide, shattering the worldwide total of $1 billion.
Yeah.
$55 million budget.
It made a disgusting amount of money.
And it debuted. So the difference is this is debuting at 40 million. The Joker at a debut of 96.2 million.
Yes.
A massive drop.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. But word of mouth for this movie has not been good from basically everyone.
Well,
I've seen a few people who have genuinely liked this movie, and they've given their reasons. But for the most part, people do not like this movie. I have heard many things about it. I know a decent amount about it. And from what I am hearing is that the first movie constructs this character of Arthur Fleck becoming Joker. Arthur Fleck didn't really have an existence. He's pushed around by everyone.
Yep.
The man never really makes a choice himself. He's never in control.
No.
He's always pushing the other things. Joker is the persona that allows him to be something, be anything.
Yep.
And that's the first movie in a nutshell. But this second movie seems to deconstruct him back into being Arthur, which is something he would never want to be, but he kind of accepts being Arthur and not Joker. And it seems like he's even lower than he was in the first movie. So it's a deconstruction of a character after what they did in the first one doesn't. Just hearing that doesn't flow
Here's
with
the
me.
big reason why it doesn't make sense, because the way they ended the first movie too, it seemed like he fully was leaning into Joker. He saw the blood stain down the hallway, and it's like, oh,
and
shit.
also the first movie is so vague. It's so vague on what actually happened and what didn't happen.
You could just assume that he cracked at that point, and we were going to get more of a Joker. And the thing is, too, like we talked about this a whole bunch when we were watching the trailers coming up to this, where we were like, at first we were like, eh. And then there was one trailer that came out. We're like, okay, this might be really good. And then we saw some more stills and stuff, and it was kind of like, eh. And it was like, here's the thing. Joaquin Phoenix, I don't put it past the guy from being good at anything. The guy's great at what he does.
Oh, I fucking love him. He's a fantastic actor.
And the fact that it's a musical was maybe meh, but you put in Gaga. Gaga has the American Horror Story-esque thing. But here's the thing. They don't, what drove me fucking crazy and made me not want to watch this. Lady Gaga's from New York City. The easiest thing for her to do would be to do the classic Harley Quinn type of way to speak to Mr. J. And they're like, we don't want her to do that.
Yeah.
Fuck you people. That is Harley Quinn. That's part of it.
Yes, but to be fair, he's not necessarily Joker either. This isn't really DC movies, to be quite honest with you. They just aren't. And that's fine, because it is like the first one is a movie that doesn't need Joker slapped on.
Hey, Nate, we'll fight about that. Musicals are not the worst. I love musicals.
Yeah, I like musicals a lot as well. And I will say this, hearing someone talk about the second one, it seems like they were correct in labeling this not a musical. Mainly because, musicals in and of them, they do sing, there is music, but musicals in and of themselves are things that drive the story along.
Yeah, musicals tell the story.
Yes, this doesn't. Like, they sing and there's some meaning to it, but it's not like it. Yeah, I feel like you'd have to watch it. Like the way I heard it, I
are not also
understand
telling the story through the song.
Exactly. Like they're probably thematic. They probably have reason. They're probably telling something, but it's not exactly in a musical. It's not a musical. It's hard to describe.
Compare it to Les Mis. Every song propels the story forward in Les Mis. Like you're not finishing the song trying to repick yourself back up into the story.
Yeah, like it's weird, but I get the description now. I understand the description of saying it's not a musical, but they do sing in it. It's an understandable thing, even though it's fucking weird. And I don't know. I still might see it at some point.
I'll probably watch it just because the first one was so good. And I would think that at least, I would say probably at the least, and I'm hoping this is true, that at least Joaquin Phoenix puts on a great performance. Because
I've heard he's fantastic.
I heard he's bad performances.
I've heard he's awesome. He's still great in it. I've heard the cinematography is great. All like the talented things, like it's a talentedly made movie. Like the movie's well made. The story is what doesn't jive with people. They don't like it.
It's such a waste to have a guy like him who can handle the Joker, right? Because everyone else, Jack Nicholson said it almost fucking broke him. Heath Ledger killed himself, right? You know, even Mark Hamill has said that there were times where he had to dive in, and it's hard to break out when you psychologically, like he's a character that when you dive into him, it's hard to dive out because you actually have to go crazy, right? Joaquin Phoenix is already fucking nuts. So for him to dive into this, it's just like, well, it's a Saturday. Like, so for him, we have an actor that can actually handle the role of probably the most iconic villain in the history of movies. Like, you know, but maybe some of your Friday the 13th, your horror hacker slasher guys, but maybe in terms of comic book villains, there isn't a better, a more known comic book villain probably than the Joker.
Definitely one of them. He's up there with like Mysterio.
I think he's better.
Mysterio.
Magneto.
Thank you.
You know what though? Magneto. Yes, but Joker takes the cake, and you know I'm a Marvel.
Joker now. I would say Joker now, Magneto years before.
Yes,
Magneto was bigger years
the
before
change
Joker
probably
now.
started in the 90s with the animated series. The animated series and
Yes.
Mark Hamill's performances were
Yes.
just next level.
Yeah.
And then in the rest of the mediums, like it's just been amazing. And Magneto has become more of an anti-hero than an actual villain in more recent history, which has always kind of been his role. But I digress. But overall, it's disappointing because I wanted this to succeed with how good the first one was.
Yeah, you want it to be good. You
Yeah.
want it to carry along the story in a way like for me, I would have probably preferred something in the heart of what Joker actually is and with Harley Quinn where, maybe he is down in the asylum. Maybe he is being kicked down. He's on drugs. He's not really tapping into Joker. He's kind of back to Arthur. But Harley, fangirls, like she loves him. She basically convinces him to become Joker again in a way. And then he breaks out of the asylum. I would have liked to see something more Joker-like, and that is not what happens in this movie.
But like
It
you
just isn't.
said, it's not a DC movie, so that would kind of follow the line of how Harley Quinn became, where Joker kind of fooled her into becoming his paramour, basically.
Yeah. Joker uses charisma in order
Yeah.
to, and she's already basically insane, except he just kind of taps into it, and she becomes just absolutely obsessed with him. But
Yeah.
I mean, that's Harley is a whole different fucking thing now, which is ridiculous. But we don't have to get into that.
The thing is, they've overdone Margot Robbie's Harley.
No, they overdone everything with Harley.
Yeah.
Literally everything with Harley. Harley shouldn't matter anywhere near as much as she fucking does right now in any capacity.
No, she's yeah, no, you're right. She shouldn't be. And you know what? Here's the thing.
Jack Nicholson did a fantastic job with Joker.
Jack Nicholson was amazing. But
absolutely and that's the thing. And that's why you could take all of these renditions of Joker. Like I said, even though the first movie doesn't need to be Joker at all. Not in any way does the first movie need to be
just
Joker.
be any psychological thriller.
Anyone.
Thing.
But you can make it Joker because him basically having no backstory in the first place, him being chaos incarnate in a way, but
Batman creating him, essence, like that type of thing.
Yeah, in some way, in some renditions, in other renditions, he's just Joker.
Nuts. Yep.
So it's you can do so many different backstories, and it can work with this type of character, and especially the first one, it gave a reason for him to just break out, become this kind of villainous person, be able to inspire people to fight around him and kind of fight for him.
And a good reason. Like it was actually compelling in terms of
reason. It's an understandable reason while also being bad. Because the first movie still shows it as while he's finally taken control of something, it's something that he can't control and something that has overall done worse to the society that he was kicked by the whole time that he wanted to make better.
And it almost like he deserved to be kicked in a way. When he gets any sort of power, he uses it for more chaos. And that maybe the people that were seeing him as a nothing were correct because he's incapable of doing positive.
Yeah, and it's
there's I'm not going to go there. There's a ton of commentary in the first.
Yeah, I'm not going to go into a whole character piece and a whole movie thing about the first one.
I mean, we could be here for 9 hours.
Yeah, but it's just disappointing to see what the second one has done. I know. No, I'm probably going to watch it, and I'm probably going to have many gripes with it. But like I said, I have seen
wait
people
for it to stream.
Yeah, I have seen people that really liked it, and people that I think are pretty good at making these arguments. But I have seen a lot of people that I also respect in their arguments not like it at all. So I'll see where I fall with that, and maybe I'll talk about it on here at some point. But
yeah, you let me know when it streams. Maybe we'll both pick a time to try and watch it so we can have an actual conversation about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's unfortunate that it flopped. Who knows what it'll do worldwide.
Yeah, Batman's entirely rogue gallery is the top. Normies can name several as bad. He's the only one that lives up near that area is Spider-Man. Yeah, it's the only one that lives up near that area of having a rogue gallery near that kind of quality.
They are the two focuses of their universes, though. So it makes sense. Spider-Man is the focus of the Marvel universe.
Well, why did they become the focus, though? Because of their rogue galleries.
And
because
their stories and their road.
Yes.
They everything about them lent them to make. They were both very common in a lot of ways. A lot of people could touch on them. And, Stan Lee said that was like his first superhero that he actually wanted to care about the human side. Most of his superheroes were larger than life, and they were supposed to be. Spider-Man was the first one where
Peter Parker,
the psychological
delivering pizza.
Yeah, delivering pizza and going to New York City and just being this kid. So no, it was great, but we'll see what goes on with the Joker. Who knows? Maybe it'll hit worldwide, no get a spurt. Maybe people will like it around the world.
I doubt it. Completely honest with you, I doubt it. They're gonna lose money, and in a way, I'm happy that Warner Brothers loses money on this because stop.
No, you delayed there. Where'd you go? Where'd you
Am I
go?
here?
You're here now.
Okay, but yeah, no, stop picking up sequels and forcing sequels that no one wants. Literally, no one, not even the people creating it, wanted it, and then actually make movies that'll make you money because you're not doing much of that at all.
Yeah, no, I agree. So let's go. We talked about some Spider-Man stuff. Let's go into something because a picture of this one has Spider-Man. You brought this to my attention yesterday, and I want to talk about it today. Where is it? Where is it?
How did you lose it?
Because I'm stupid, Dave. All right, anyway.
Also, talking about this real quick, I have heard the Penguin show has started off very well. Yeah, the first two episodes have been fucking great. Yeah. I have heard it's very good. So I need to go see the first 2 episodes, and I'm hoping, especially if I like it, that it continues that way.
That's one thing that Batman has had that Spider-Man and no one else has. The villains are so compelling that you could do these things. You could do these branch offs and no one's mad about them because they do have their own lives of their own. Like, maybe Kingpin is the only one in the Spider-Man Daredevil universe that you could make a really good show about because he is like the criminal underworld.
He fucked him up.
I mean, that doesn't count. That's deleted. That doesn't count. But, the Kingpin can have his own kind of mob boss type of thing where he controls other legitimate villains in the universe answer to him. So, yeah. Go ahead, Dave. What were you going to say?
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, there may be some other villains in Spider-Man that you can make a show about, just be more difficult. At least with like the Penguin, like you said, Kingpin, you have a mafioso storyline there.
Well, they tried with Morbius, and Morbius sucked.
No, because that's Morbius. They put it back in theaters too. I love it. But Morbius is a completely different thing. You don't make movies about these characters, and that's one of the things that makes it so difficult.
Yes.
Like MCU has really rotted the fucking brains of filmmakers in making movies about all these things when TV shows really flesh out these stories a lot better. Yep. And then honestly, you could probably end arcs on movies and then make even be more of an explosion.
Include them in movies as characters in there after you already get to know
them. But I'm not even thinking like an anime kind of thing where Demon Slayer ran for multiple seasons. Yeah, movie's fucking huge. So that's what I'm saying. You could even do something similar in that vein. But yeah, simple.
Warner has the best IP they ever created, just refused to use it, and also
that's exactly what I was thinking.
Green Goblin and Doc. Yes.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
The easiest guy in all comics, Blade.
Oh my! Don't even fucking bring that up.
Blade's daughter's really the superhero.
Yeah. Oh no! I don't know if it's if it was his daughter. Whatever. That's getting scrapped. That I'm pretty sure that movie's not going to get made. And good for I think it's Mahershala Ali. I think that's how you say his first name. If not, I'm sorry. But because he's a good actor and he doesn't deserve to be fucked around with Blade. Because if you're going to take over that role from Wesley Snipes, you want it to be a good fucking movie.
Because Disney does. They take good actors. They give them shit roles.
Yep.
The chick that played Reva in Obi-Wan is not a bad actress. The one that got all the shit. You didn't watch it. But she's the one that got all the shit for just being bland, generic, bad person for bad reasons, gets stabbed in the
No. Bad person for the worst reasons. That she survived everyone survived Order 66, apparently. Apparently. And also, 2, she survived it and then decided to join the dark side to coup them from the inside. But while doing that, kill a whole bunch of people as if that fucking justifies it because you're going to turn on the dark side.
I agree.
It's the dumbest shit in the world.
It is a bad story, bad direction, and for all intents and purposes, people have seen her in other things, and she's a good actress. So it's like, this is what Disney does. It's like, hey, you're really good at acting. Fuck you. Like, it's like... like, let's end your career. Come do this movie. So
Blade vampire, Blade fights vampire, rinse and repeat. Yes, and that's what the original Blades were. That's what the original, especially the first movie, fantastic, awesome to watch.
Amazing.
Love the first.
I don't know. Watching Blade in the third one fight Triple H was pretty good. It was Ryan Reynolds fighting Triple H.
Yeah, I haven't watched the second or third one in a minute. I watched the first one recently.
The third one. The only reason to watch is Jessica Biel. Everything else is gone, but Jessica Biel in fucking that leather is. Listen, it makes
unfair.
She makes boys men. Okay,
yeah,
she makes boys men. All right, let's move on here. let's go into some more geeky stuff. Boom. So you sent this to me, Dave, yesterday, and we're gonna talk about this. So most players prefer single player games.
It's a Kotaku article. That kind of works.
It is Kotaku, but it's actually a fairly okay article.
Nate loved all three. That's fair. I thought
no, they're all good. Don't get me wrong.
I thought 3 fell off in a way. I remember liking 1 and 2, but 3 was not as good. Like 3 had fun stuff, but not as good.
The third one had the good concept of bringing another Daywalker in to fight him, and he's not the only Daywalker, and it was the original. It's Vlad. It was the original vampire, and Blade had to overcome the strongest one, and not. There was stakes to it, and it was good. Yeah, Jessica Biel, and I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry. It's like Jesus Christ, Jess. Like she's naked in a scene in one of the movies, and that scene is hotter than that. The fact her being covered up, and I'm sorry, I digress. I'm gonna get a
you need to calm down. You're getting way too excited.
I need to go to horny jail anyway.
You need to go take a fucking cold shower. Just read the article.
Just gonna read the article. Hopefully, Jessica Biel's doppelganger doesn't show up in this. Anyway, new survey by Media Research suggests that 53% of people who play video games prefer playing by themselves and do not want to play PvP or co-op modes. Now, this got to be a little skewed because the gaming community is still mining your generation vastly. The millennials, Gen Z are the ones making up the vast majority of it. So the kids that we see that like a lot of the online things, which I'm going to go into, they talk a little bit about this, are still a smaller chunk. Now, they're the ones that companies are promoting to, which why the fuck not? We're going to age out at some point. You got it.
They're also the ones that get you the most money.
They're the young one because they bug their parents to buy shit. So let's keep going. So this is a pretty good survey, to be quite honest, because according to Media 2024-2020 survey, asked a range of players from US, Australia, the UK, Canada, France, Germany, Poland, Brazil, South Africa, and Turkey. I don't know the number. It could be one from each, so it could not fucking count. But still, it seems like here. Do they have actual? I don't think they give you how. 9,000. That's not bad.
That's not bad. That's not
bad.
You
look at the bottom here. They tell you the numbers and the
quantity was
9,000. That's pretty fucking good. Yeah. That's actually that's a better survey than 99.999% of surveys you're going to hear. So kudos to Media. Media.
Well, quantity wise, I don't know about their questions or what they actually did. So
you know what though, but here's the thing: for what they were trying to get, they actually got a very fair and complete number.
Yeah, they got a lot of people.
So it seems that the older you are, the more likely you are to avoid online games and stick to single-player adventures. So, which is weird too, because we had World of Warcraft and StarCraft, which were both online. So
yes, but you also have to think about what a lot of online is nowadays. A lot of online
shooters
is PvP.
Yeah,
and the older you are, typically, the kind of worse you get at games.
We played platformers too. That was the thing. Our big thing was platformers.
Yes, but even people who used to play like a whole bunch of COD, they are off it for a bit, then they jump back in. It's just like, holy shit.
Your reactions get slower.
Yeah, it's just like, I've been out of the game for far too long. I don't know if I can take only getting 5 kills a fucking match.
I clicked on the
yeah, you lost your.
I'm dumbass. So anyway,
but it makes you not want to play the game as much because you're just getting throttled
when your 12-year-old child's kicking your ass. Anyway.
Yeah, and now Black Ops 6 is apparently allowing a lot more in voice chat, so he's probably going to be saying slurs at you like it used to be.
It should be. All right, so 74% of gamers over 55 told Media they preferred single-player games over co-op or online PvP. The younger you are, the more likely you are to play. Only 30% of players under 19 prefer playing solo. Now, the other thing that I want to bring up in this is because unlike Dave, where you and I grew up and your generation still had some of this, we went outside and talked to each other in my generation. We played the games. We had online play, but we still preferred going to each other's houses, doing Halo-thons and things like that. Your generation is really when the parties started, when you would sit there and get around, and even on the weekend, you would be like, yo, we're going to jump in the party. Okay, let's do it. And now this generation, that's really the way that they interact more and more.
Yeah,
they interact honestly with parties, and that's how they hang out now.
And you can also make some of your best friends online
and never actually meet them.
And never actually meet them. And then maybe eventually, like you've seen those videos where people meet some of the people that they played with for a long time online, and it's just like they're best friends immediately.
And then you get married on RuneScape and you find out it's a fat dude.
Well, hopefully you don't do that. but now you can actually just make genuine friendships because it's a shared interest. That's what it is.
Crazy too, because like I wonder if the people that they asked were playing fucking Eve Online, which is the biggest, right? Because there's thousands of people on Eve all the time. I guarantee they're my age. I guarantee that most of them are my age because
you also have to think
big.
You also have to think though, like Roblox counts in this. Roblox is a huge multiplayer thing,
Yes, that's
and a lot of kids play Roblox. I don't think about that world at all, but that thing is a goddamn award show. So it's huge. A lot of people play that. It's not just like Fortnite. It's not just COD. It's a
true.
whole bunch of different multiplayer games.
Nate,
And yeah,
you're
exactly.
completely right. We always used to finish top on the scoreboard Battlefield. Now I suck. Can't keep the sticks fresh when you have a job and a family. Yes. And that is true. And I've talked about that many a times, that this actually right here hobby has taken me over instead of playing video games. And now my kids are probably going to be better at Crash and CTR than I ever will in like another few months. So,
You pick Crash up pretty quickly again. I will say that.
CTR is a little tougher though. CTR is good.
Yeah, you
Gotta
gotta
be
get
good
used
at
to it.
CTR. Okay. 58% of mobile gamers prefer single player titles, which actually isn't surprising when you consider it's Candy Crush.
Yeah.
And for me, like when I play like Dragon Ball and shit like that, and even Pokemon Go is more single player. So that's not surprising
Yeah.
to me.
And I also feel like it's a little bit tougher on a cell phone because screen's not big. So it's not easy. And I don't know how many multiplayer games are well, yet again, Roblox is on mobile, so you're gonna have kids playing on the phone. But like, there's not a ton of mobile games, at least I know of, that are hugely a multiplayer. So it's
That's true. Well, Genshin, I think, is considered multiplayer, and Genshin's massive.
no, Genshin's a huge solo thing.
Is it?
I played some of Genshin.
Okay.
And yeah, I think you can. It's a lot of gotcha. I don't know if it's. I don't know how much multiplayer there really is on Hoyoverse games. I don't think there's not a crazy amount if there is. It's mainly single player, I want to say.
So this is interesting. I actually found this interesting when I was reading it. So younger players are more likely to get friends. We talked about that. While people 25 and older, busier lives. Same thing you said, Nate. Hard to keep the sticks fresh, right? But media also says that younger players like to take vacations from games like Fortnite and Apex. And it suggests that publishers and devs should try to release new single-player games towards the end of live service seasons. So here's the thing, and this would be smart, right? Because I think this would be fucking dope. If you're sitting there on Fortnite and at the end of a season, they have a Fortnite campaign, I feel like that would be big. And even if you could bring back some of that multiplayer to do the campaigns together.
Well, PvE, you could do that one, but also really funny enough, if you remember when Fortnite first came out, it wasn't supposed to be about the battle royale.
No, it was a zombie.
It was a single player, zombie, PvE multiplayer zombie fighting game. That's why the building was in there.
It was zombies with building. It was Call of Duty zombies with buildings.
Yeah, I think it's Fortnite Survive the Fight or something like that. I can't even remember the fucking
subheadline. When it first came out, I downloaded it and I played it and I was like, this is fucking gay. I can't do these builds. I suck at shooters. Why did I download this? Goodbye, Epic Games. You can get fucked.
But it's just funny that they bring that up because like Fortnite kind of had that in a way where you can go and play a more single player thing. And they kind of have that now with a lot of shit that they have of Lego Fortnite now, which is basically Minecraft. And they have a whole bunch of different things.
But the thing is, they switched to it because PUBG came out and PUBG was kicking their fucking teeth in. And then they realized they need to do the Warzone style thing too.
Yeah,
PUBG PUBG's still massive.
Fortnite had the battle royale. That was a testing thing for them.
But it wasn't wasn't their main.
It wasn't their main thing, but it blew up. It became fucking huge, and that's why it became their main thing because they realized, okay,
they were on the brink of death before they were ready to be done.
Well,
their ass.
That was their bread and butter now, and that's why they jumped into it. But I don't know, making single player at the end of live service. I don't even necessarily know if they have a lot of developers that can make a good single player experience.
Nate, I think you're the only one that misses Fallout 76.
Well,
I heard they fixed it and they made it.
I don't know if it has a battle royale mode. You said briefly had one, so probably doesn't anymore. Like you said, I've heard.
I heard they fixed it. I heard they fixed a lot of the shit that it sucked with, and it became playable and a fairly fun game.
Yeah, I don't necessarily want to touch it mainly because of how bad it started off with, but I understand if you do, especially because Fallout's fun. Fallout is just genuinely fun, and it's especially a lot better than Starfield. And it's funny I think there is more people still playing Fallout 76 than Starfield, so it's comical if that's still happening.
It's interesting. So they kind of end off by saying live service is what's probably going to be the thing. The reality of single player games is still expensive to make and take years to develop, just like live service titles. But if live service game can build a large audience, you could spend years supporting it, make a lot of money while not having to make another. And there's the problem though.
So
everyone's taking that gamble that they're going to
look at Concord,
live service.
look at Suicide Squad. So
they're going to
I have an issue
and carry them.
And I have an issue with that sentence there because single player games do take a long time to develop, but they can take a shorter time to develop if you're not making this fucking open world. Look at the fucking planes over here. Look at the grass move kind of fucking single player game that every goddamn game is nowadays.
Just
If you
look
actually
at
make
Astrobot.
yes, if you
Single
just
player
make
platform is beautiful.
a creative game that you don't have to have a ballooning fucking budget on,
Nope.
you could still make a damn good amount of money off of it. You might not be the same profits of your live service, especially if your live service hits.
Agreed.
But that's not what you're looking for when you make games like that.
And you put
don't
in minor fun details, right? You don't have to make the grass detailed, but if the environment is fun and detailed and interactive, it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be lifelike.
Yes.
It could still be cartoonish, which is what we expect from our platformers anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. And it just because they're throwing everything into these live service things. And sometimes minimal times it works actually. It doesn't work a lot, at least to the degree where they need to keep what they need in order to keep it running, in order to keep this profit going.
Dave, exactly like you're saying. So the last sentence here kind of closes out what we were saying. And even though history is whether with dying or dead live service games and the data shows players like playing single player one and done adventures, the promise of more money is likely too alluring to publishers in 2024. And that is why a bunch of devs and publishers are going to fucking die. But you know what though?
GTA Online's still on fire. But that's the thing.
Here's the thing though, real quick. I want to give a highlight real quick. Zach Zweisen, decent article from Kotaku. You might be the only one. Anyway.
But that's the thing though. GTA has a very good, very fun gameplay loop. A lot of fun things to do. GTA role playing is still fucking huge. I don't even know how. Like I can't get into it. I tried to watch like a video on it on YouTube one time.
GTA role playing.
Yes, it's a huge server. Sauce fucking did it for a little bit.
Who did?
Sauce Gardner.
Oh,
I'm dead serious. Like people get into GTA role play and shit like that. It's huge. I might not be as big as it used to be, but people love that shit. And like GTA Online, generally pretty fun.
Can
like,
I be Nico and you be my fat cousin?
What? Yeah, I could happen. That could literally happen. But GTA has made their world so much fun. You could do so much shit in it. That's why people will invest so much damn money in it. Like they have made an unbearable amount of money from GTA Online. It's incredible. I think it's technically the most in video game history.
Which is hilarious because GTA 4 Online was absolutely balls. It was terrible.
Well, it's 5 Online that's making all of that.
I'm saying before was so bad. They tried to do 3. 3 was like unplayable. And then when 4 came around, they tried to do it and it was terrible. You could barely aim. It was really bad. So the fact that they made 5 so good and that it's so interactive and
they had some
stuff is great.
They had another chance at online play, and that was Red Dead Online. And I enjoyed Red Dead Online. I remember playing a decent amount. I was like a Mexican on a donkey. It was pretty fun. But it I remember that being fun. But they've had multiple tries at really perfecting and making the online as fun as possible. And they did it for 5. And look at what it's done for them. But there's a difference here. Rockstar has so many tries at doing it. Rockstar had so many hit games before doing that. And they're all damn near in the same series other than Red Dead.
That's true.
But Red Dead has the same Rockstar, very similar gameplay experience throughout all their games.
You need to give me a bully college years.
It's not going to happen, not in this day and age. And I wouldn't even think it's good. It's like trying to make a fucking Leisure Suit Larry nowadays. It's just not happening.
GTA 6 is good, then I would have hope. Because if that means that they kept GTA 6, because if they keep GTA 6 female pro tag and make it as raunchy and as in your face and as offensive and as stereotypical as all of they've done, and they're fearless and they say fuck it, then I would say bully college years will be a good thing. If they go and they tone it down because it's a female and he's not fucking hookers and killing them or going into strip clubs and you can't do all the same shit, then it'll be a problem.
That's a fair sentiment. That's a fair sentiment. But I don't know. I just don't necessarily trust him. I don't. I mean, honestly,
Security was the best Batman villain. I don't know who Security is. David, look that up. Big D. We don't know who that is. You might have stumped us, Big D.
Are you thinking Lockup?
Probably Lockup. Probably Lockup. I've actually never heard of that. See, you got us, Big D.
Trying to look. That's definitely not it.
So, Dave, while you're looking that up, we're actually going to slide to our next piece here because I want to get this up because, again, we're not going as long tonight. So, I want to get this up. So, our former guest of the show, I consider him a friend of the show, DeVito. Do you mean to say DeVito was the best Batman villain?
Oh,
Danny DeVito as a penguin. That's a completely different statement, Danny.
oh my god! I was like, who the fuck is security? Like, I know fucking Condiment Man. Like, what the fuck? How did he stump me?
Completely different. All right, so jumping in with this article coming from that Park Place, John Trent over here. So one of our buddies from a friend of the show, John Delarose. He is the comic book creator and science fiction novelist banned in the Kickstarter for allegedly violating rules and community guidelines, but does not share any evidence. So, John Delarose was banned, and Kickstarter has provided nothing. Now, if you scroll down, this is some of John Delarose's work. John Delarose is talented, okay? That's from the Emerald Array cover. Jeff Lashley did that, which was a nice cover over there. So, John Delarose put on X that...
Just say JDA. I'm getting tired of just hearing the same fucking...
JDA said... It's his fucking name.
I know it is, but it's just like bothering me. I don't know why.
Fine. JDA. JDA has his military science fiction comic, The Emerald Array, coming out on Kickstarter, what it was supposed to be. And he moved it to fund my comic because, like he says here, he's the victim of a coordinated cancel effort by comic book pros from DC Comics. Successfully got Kickstarter to ban him as he was about to launch his Space Marine comic. Now, again, go support John. Moved it to fund my comic. Go look at the tweet over here, John JDA. But John, I will say it at John Delarose, Dave.
That's fine. You're doing it. It just happened so many times in succession. It was breaking my fucking brain.
Hey, Dave. John Delarose. Anyway, so he shared screenshots of Kwanzaa. How the fuck do I say this name? Osejefo.
It's on the screen.
Kwanzaa Osejefo, editor at DC Comics under the name Kwanzaa Johnson, calling on Kickstarter to investigate JDA in June to attempt to get him removed from Kickstarter. And he said, hey, Kickstarter, you can scroll through this person's feed for 5 minutes, determine if they're who you want to associate with the platform. Now, I will say, if you're a Kickstarter, you're a bitch. But having someone from DC Comics lean on you for the people there who are still, Kickstarter is, it's a place where the grassroots go to try and come up. And they want to keep those people coming to them. And they're probably hedging their bets going, more indie devs would agree with these DC people than would with random JDA. Okay. So they sent an email banning him for his terms of service, saying that we expect all Kickstarter users to comply with rules and community guidelines. Unfortunately, our investigations have found that you have been in violation of these guidelines. These principles help maintain the health and stability of Kickstarter community. Failing to follow these may result in revocation of certain account privileges, including the ability to launch a project on Kickstarter as projects have been revoked, and it's non-negotiable, which is hilarious. But they never tell him what he did. They just say, hey, community guidelines and rules, which is fucking hilarious, right? This is what they do, Dave. This is what they do, is they sit there and they make these vagaries and they just say, them's the rules. And it's ridiculous.
Yeah, and this is honestly expected. There's been years and years of this stuff happening. Yeah. And JDA knows this. He probably already knew that there was a chance of him being kicked off Kickstarter. He understands that. He's been in this sphere a long
but it's good for him to raise more of this awareness at Kickstarter, fucker, and don't go to them.
That also the fact that Kickstarter, to other ones, because I don't use these campaigns. I've never used one. Yeah. So I'm not entirely sure, but I can assume that Kickstarter is probably a lot more intuitive, a lot more user friendly than like Indiegogo and a couple other ones. So it probably just is easier to use. It's like YouTube is to Rumble, but so it makes it something that you want to use, but just like YouTube is to Rumble, it's fuckery. Like it's just going to hurt you in the long run, especially if you're someone that doesn't go with the narrative. And like I said, he probably knew that, but it's easier to use. So why not use it until you're done? I believe he's on
pretty fucking sick.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks really fucking
really good. John, you're awesome.
I believe he's on Fund My Comic now, right?
Fund My. It's down here, I believe. Let me see, but I'll tell you in a second.
Yeah. Either way, yet again, not surprising for DC to do
Fund
this.
my comic, yes.
Yes. Not surprising for DC to do this. Wouldn't be surprising for Marvel to do this. This is what they are. If you don't agree with what they do, they will get you kicked out. And it's that simple. Of any and everything. Like they would have no problem going after payment processors like Visa and stuff like that to tell them not to even use that. So a lot of people have faced this. JDA just another one now, and with this happening. But like I said, he probably expected this. Go to Fund My Comic. Anyone that wants it. And honestly, if you're doing an indie comic or if you're doing any of an indie stuff, look for things to be backups to Kickstarter if you're going to do Kickstarter.
Agreed.
Because there is going to come a time where you most likely will be kicked off just because someone doesn't like something you said or something you looked at or something you liked or reposted on social media.
So here's the reason why I think he did use Kickstarter, though. And in this, from this his article that he wrote in the Fandom Pulse, go to fandompulse.com, support JDA there as well. Kickstarter banned me after I submitted my military science fiction space marine comic, The Emerald Array, for approval. I've seen projects decline before, but never an outright creator ban like this, where it stripped me of the ability to communicate with the current backers of my last campaign, some asking questions via message or comment, which I have no way to answer, which is why I think he went back with this, because he's done projects before, so he knows there are people that are going to back him again. So it makes sense to go back. To go back to that. And I think, again, he was probably thinking, you know, like he said, they might tell him to fuck off. You can't do this project here. You're a bigot.
Instead of outright.
But I don't think he ever
from the site.
Kicking him from the site, and for what? Because some people think he's a Nazi. So again, over here, we support JDA, and if we want you guys to go to Fund My Comic. If you can, if you like, again, the panels that we have here, if you like some of this stuff, it's a Space Marine comic. I think it looks pretty dope. The Emerald Array, if you want to go and support him, Fund My Comic, you'll go there, go on John's X, it's all over there, and you can support him and go and fight back against this bullshit, because that's what it is. It's just a whole bunch of bullshit, and they're trying to win. But thing is, there are more of us than there are of them, significantly more of us than there are of them. So if we continue to just support people like JDA, you know, like Ripaverse, like Drunk 3PO, Yellow Flash, Razor Fist, and George Alexopoulos, and so many more that are not woke motherfuckers and are going to do good things, then, you know, we'll eventually retake over the space and come back to just having good shit without any nonsense in it. So that's there. I just wanted to give a shout out to JDA and what he's going through there, because like I said, you know, former guests, consider him a friend of the show. Want to make sure we give him a shout out. All right, Dave, I think we're going to get to two more things, and then we're going to get the fuck out of here. How's that sound?
That sounds good.
All right, so first things first, I wanted to do this one because I think it's cool that ESPN put out a whole bunch of these goalie masks, and they're asking, which one do we think is the best mask? Now, I'm just going to scroll through this, Dave, and you stop me when one catches your eye, because they are pretty freaking sick. So, boom. This is Lucas Dotzel, the Anaheim Ducks. It's not a great picture of it, this one. This is like their worst.
It's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool, Duck. They said the cool thing there at the bottom, since they got the old logo back, they're allowed to use it again. He takes advantage at the bottom over there to put the old logo, which is nice. Boston Bruins, Johannes Corporatio. That's pretty sick with the bird up there.
Bird?
Right up there. Oh, no, the Bruin.
That's a fucking Bruin. I don't know. I was like, what are you looking at?
I saw feathers in my head. I'm a dumbass, but a Bruin, that would make sense. So the Sabres, there's a whole bunch of these like cool Daver, I don't know how to say it, collaborations, and they're all fucking sick. Like, just, I think that's really cool looking.
Yeah. That's interesting.
And these are things we don't bring up, the goalie masks, half as much as we should, because they're allowed to have so much leeway and leverage, as long as like it's within the purview of the team. These goalies are allowed to express themselves in different ways. I always think these are cool, and this is another one that they did for the Sabres. These are freaking sick.
That looks pretty cool. Yeah, I really like that black one.
But yeah, it's really nice looking, right? So
really clean.
Let's keep going here. This is also Sabres, Devin Levy, and it kind of just going with the same theme, which is still pretty cool. You see the friggin' buffalo there on the side with the red eyes. Like, it's dope. Let's keep going. Calgary Flames, simple flame theme, just keeping it basic and simple. That one on the side kind of looks like the start of a penis, a ball sack.
Yeah.
Kind of funny.
It's not the best, but it's
not the best. So Carolina Hurricanes, Kochekov has his here. I just like this the whole entire like array going on here. And it looks like on top you have some sort of like a wolf
Yeah.
up there. So that's pretty sick. And it's cool. You're getting artists to like work and do this together. I think this is really cool.
Yeah, it's really interesting how they all go down and make these cool ass masks.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's a how like some tribes and shit like that, they had certain masks or certain things they wore
Yes.
as intimidation factors. That's what it makes me think of. And they put their own like custom things on it because it has some kind of symbolism to them.
Yep. So some more Dave art here. This is pretty cool. This is another one. I like this one, the brick by bricks with the freaking the little headdress on the side. That's pretty cool. Let's keep going. So Georgiev, I probably said the name wrong, and our friends are gonna kill me for it, but another Dave art. Really cool looking for was this the Avalanche?
Yeah.
Not like the broken teeth, like the hockey player teeth. That's really
so it's pretty
sweet. And then kind of the regular Rocky Mountain silhouette, but looks really cool there with the
ESPN's thing to go away at the bottom there.
It doesn't. It stays.
Yeah, I know.
You can't get rid of it. It was annoying me before. So Columbus Blue Jackets, more Dave art with just the stars and stripes over here. Just
I like that.
It's like it has like a graffiti, but not type of look to it. And all the teams with 2 goalies, I have their only unique helmets, which I think is cool too.
Yeah,
the unique masks. Tarasov with the skull up there, and then the bottom it ends off. That's like the Terminator looking skull. I like that.
Fucking T2 skull.
Yeah. So
now here's Ottinger. This is what Nate was talking about.
Yeah, Ottinger, this is fucking sick, man. With the otter there and playing golf, and then all this is so cool. So cool.
It's so random too.
Yeah. And then so Huso over here. It's just let's see.
Oh, it looks like a wing.
It looks like a wing.
It brings the wing design out,
and then
which I think is pretty nice.
Cam Talbot right here with just more of a traditional Dave art style looking thing. Let's keep going here. Let's see. Edmonton Oilers. I just think it's kind of cool the way it kind of looks like oil coming on the side there. Like that's awesome. I just like scrolling through this. I thought it was a really cool fucking thing to just look at. More Dave art, like the drip up top. This is just this whole mask is just drip.
Yeah.
Let's keep rolling here. Florida Panthers, Bobrovsky with that's really cool with the Panther coming out, like the sign. Like I think these are all just dope.
Yeah, that one's just more like graffitiing on that.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
And then more Dave art, Spencer Knight.
That's big panther on the top of it.
Panther's gonna eat you. Like with and I like the palm trees, a touch on the bottom there. That's pretty cool. Let's keep going. For the Kings, that's just a sick helmet. A sick mask with the LA Kings up top.
There's a bedazzle
on the side. Yeah, like that has a helmet on the side. Riddich over there again, more the
crown on top.
Yeah, not the helmet, the crown. What else do we got here? The Minnesota Wild. This one's cool for Marc-Andre Fleury, and it's his final season. Has a really cool, Wild on top, that logo, and then just
that bottom one looks like a fucking like NFL helmet.
It reminds me of like an old school like Marshall, like
it looks like Marshall. That's pretty sweet.
Cool.
That's pretty cool, man.
And then Philip Gustafsson right here, a little more traditional with the simple with the M, but still good, right? So the
stars at night are big and bright deep in the heart of Texas, Nate.
So you got the Habs here. They're going a little more traditional with the C over there, the CH with the
that looks like a normal.
And this one with Primo again, another more simple, but a little more to it going with it. Let's see the Preds. This one's so fucking sick for the Preds.
It looks like a tattoo.
It looks awesome. What else we have? We have Wedgwood. So
that's Wolverine.
So listen, Wedgwood's introduced a new character, the Wedge Reaper. That's what he's calling this, the Wedge Reaper.
Calling that. It looks like Wolverine.
It does. It has a Wolverine style, but it's really sick. And I like that it has Wedge at the bottom. Let's see the Devils. Pretty freaking cool right here. Markstrom has like the deviant style up top with the devil
pretty sweet.
and the front. It's a pretty sweet looking one. And then you have Allen with just a more traditional devil looking one there.
The tail right there.
The tail at the bottom.
Love it.
Yup. And the side. So the Islanders, I actually think this one's pretty fucking cool with a Long Island on top, the NY on the sides. Like that's pretty sick.
It's like they squeezed out some sauce on top of the fucking helmet.
Yeah, honestly, I think it looks cool there. The Rangers, you have Shesterkin going with a pretty cool one here.
Yeah.
Where it has like the eagle over there and the freaking with like the pillars of Yeah, I think that's pretty nice. The MYR on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the Senators over here with freaking
Marvin Martian.
Martian.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd see Marvin Martian tonight.
Senator Viking from outer space. And then you have the other Senator, the regular on the side. That's pretty sick.
Great.
Forsberg, just kind of more of a traditional one for his
How
Senator.
people know who Marvin the Martian is.
I don't know. They did it on ESPN.
They didn't?
For his first mask of the part of Senators, Olmark's fun look includes Swedish Vikings and a Viking sailboat. Didn't even fucking mention Marvin the Martian.
What the fuck? Okay, keep going. That's a little weird to me.
So this Flyers one, more of that style, has like the graffiti, City of Brotherly Love, like with the wing there. For Fedotov, really cool with the more Dave art.
That's sweet.
Really cool looking with the Flyer the lights in the middle.
Yeah.
Let's see the Penguins. This one's pretty dope. It has Tom and Jerry. Jerry's fishing with
it's like someone just fucked around on the map.
Yeah, it's sick, man. I love it. And then here you have like the little
the chibi penguin.
Chibi penguin with the logo in the back looking.
That's actually I really like that one.
A really nice map.
The colorway on that's awesome.
Yep. San Jose, kind of a little more traditional. You see the shark up top, which is pretty sick. You have a fucking shark. You can't go wrong with the shark.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool for Askarov. The contrast with the shark, it's just one side's one, the other side the other. Yep. I think that's really cool as well. Right here, Dackords for the Kraken, kind of simple.
Yeah.
With just the S. And then you go underneath, and this is his second one, which is a little more. I don't know what the fuck that is in the bottom corner, but I love it.
Must be another type of mascot.
Must be, but you have the Kraken like up there. This one's a really cool mask. Ooh, I can scroll. Let me scroll. I didn't know I could scroll on this one.
Yeah, there's not much else to see, to be quite honest with you.
It's still cool.
The Kraken looks fucking sweet.
I like that on top
of it's pretty good.
See, you wouldn't have seen that if I didn't scroll.
I don't know exactly why there's lightning on top. So that's a little weird.
Because it's cracking. Haha. Anyway, St. Louis Blues, the Blue Grim Reaper is fucking filthy.
With the horn on the side.
With the horn, yup, for St. Louis. That's a cool one. And who's wearing that one? That is Bennington. Yeah. And then we have Hoffer over here. It's a little more traditional, but still really cool looking.
Yeah, it looks good.
I like the horns coming up on the side, on the back over there. Tampa Bay, the Juggernaut edition.
Nice lightning.
Just fucking the world up. I'm cool with that. Wall with the Leafs. This is sick.
Oh shit! That looks awesome.
The Blue Wolf of Wall. That is awesome.
That looks cool. That's a really good one.
So yeah, I'm happy we went through this. This is a little more tradition with the Leaf coming over here.
Looks pretty good.
This is Star Wars. Yeah, it's a cool little version of it. Let's see, for the Utah Hockey Club, brand new Utah Hockey Club, still doesn't have like a name.
I forgot.
This one has clean blue look with the Heath Ledger Joker.
What? I don't know if that's actually going to be a fucking one, but that's pretty cool.
No, it legit is.
Is it actually?
Click on this real quick. It's a legit part of the helmet.
Did you pull it up? You're not.
Oh, not on. It went off. Okay, sorry. I went to the other side. Whatever.
Yeah, it opened up probably a new.
It opened up a new one. Yeah. Okay, we're going on anyway. Okay, so for more Dave art, this one's just pretty cool with the Utah because they don't have a name yet. There's the Utah Hockey Club, but it's cool looking.
Yeah, it makes it looks nice.
The Canucks over here, just pretty traditional Canuck stuff right there. Let's see, Demko, friggin' Zoolander. He had this last year with Mugatu on it, and Mugatu's back, man.
Incredible.
How fucking great is that?
That's ridiculous.
Okay, for the Golden Knights, Hill just having kind of a cool looking night. Can't go wrong with that.
Nice and clean.
A little nice and clean. Pretty intimidating, honestly. Vegas strong on the back there. It's pretty sick. I like that. Oh, why'd it go off? Fuck off. All right, anyway. So we're gonna go down. Samsonov. I think this is a pretty cool rendition of it with the blades on the side.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
The caps over here. This is freaking sick. Just the stars and stripes going crazy.
Yeah.
For Lindgren wearing this one. And then for Thompson, this is different with that skull.
Ghost Rider.
One of my favorites, man. This is one of my favorites because also it includes
fucking Ghost Rider.
But the Lincoln Memorial is back here on it.
It's sweet.
It's
pretty cool.
It's really cool looking. And then this one a little more clean. Same guy wearing it with all that. Like they did a really nice job. And the Winnipeg Jets, I think the Jets may be the last one. Halabuyak, I can't say his name, with the giant fucking fish right there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, can't go wrong with that. And then for Kakkonen, the Jets on top, on the side with the Jets.
Mhm.
Really cool looking. And that's it. So that Dave, did you have a favorite?
This is interesting. Owner of the Jazz owns the Utah team. He should have used that old Jazz Mountains logo for the hockey team.
That would have been
Yes.
fucking smart.
Yes.
But so Dave, what do you think? Did you have a favorite?
I'm trying to think right now off the top of my head.
Yeah,
I
let's go back.
really liked that fucking wolf one.
Yeah,
That
for the
came all the way
Leafs.
up. I think
It
it was
was
for
the
the
one
Leafs.
that the Leafs had. This one?
Yes, that one's fucking sweet.
The blue wolf.
There's something about the design there that really works. It just pops so well. I don't know. I
wish
like it a lot.
they made fucking hats for some of these designs. Tell me
Yeah.
those wouldn't go like this. You give me the fucking blue wolf of wool. That would
Yeah.
be all over the fucking whatever he's playing
Yeah.
keeper.
It's
That would
pretty
be
sweet.
everywhere.
That one's pretty sweet. A lot of these are really nice. I mean, it just looks cool. And you know, it gives some creativity to the goalies.
This
And,
just goes to show though, when you let the athletes do stuff like this, like so many leagues, I thought this was cool too, because I love this little fucking guy too.
yeah,
So many leagues are so buttoned up with what you could do. Like my cleats,
Mhm.
like once a year.
Mhm.
Letting the goalies just pick this out. This was a sick one too. This
Yep, yeah, that one's really fucking nice.
letting the goalies fuck around,
And the Senators one.
pick these
Are you
things out.
gone? Did you leave?
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh no.
You
Okay.
froze for a second.
Oh, I'm
And that Marvin the Martian,
Marvin the
one, only
Martian.
because ESPN didn't fucking notice him because he looks sweet on that. I will
Giving
say.
the traditional Marvin the Martian eye too.
Yes, yes.
The Rangers ones I think are pretty sick too. I think Shesterkin's wearing a cool one there.
Mhm.
And the cool thing is they don't have to stick with these. I'm pretty sure they can change a few up throughout the year.
Mhm.
So it's just really awesome that they're allowing them to do this. I like the Devils one too that
Devils ones
that
look
they're
nice.
wearing. Like
Mhm.
so I just wanted to go, and I thought that was a fun one to look at because this is something too that I really wish that other leagues would allow the players to do. Like, I think in the NFL, they shouldn't give a fuck about the cleats. They should not care about
Mhm.
the cleats. That is not such a big
As long as it's because I don't know what brand is partnered with them, but as long as it's the same brand, it shouldn't matter.
as long as it's the same brand and it's not like I mean, honestly, I don't care. You know, maybe it should let the teams have like kind of a say, not the league, right? Because it's a league that cracks down. Most of the teams don't give a fuck, right? But it's a league that kind of cracks down. But if the team okays it,
Mhm.
and like a lot of these players are doing things that are in line with their logo or a variation of it,
Yeah.
it would be really cool if you saw some of that stuff in like the
Mhm.
NFL and in the NBA. Like they're allowed
Mhm.
to wear their own sneakers, but it can only be a certain way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. There's got to be a cool way to do this. But that's a great idea for hockey to do it. And I just wanted to highlight it because hockey doesn't get enough love. And I think
Nowhere near enough love. I don't watch enough to be quite honest. I should watch it more. I enjoy
would
it every
watch
time I have it
more
on.
if SNY and the Wilpons weren't fucking assholes and didn't, since it's not on YouTube TV, I can't watch it anywhere unless I get cable. Fuck.
Well,
So I mean, I can, but
could watch it somewhere.
I don't like being illegal.
It's not illegal. It
Def
is illegal to distribute it. It's
Def
not
starting
illegal.
off 2-0, beating the Sabres. I'm just throwing that out there. Let's go. Anyway, let's jump into our final story of the day. And it's an important one. We're jumping into politics, which we actually, it's interesting. We really didn't touch politics today,
No.
which is nice every once in a while. So
Well, we could have talked about a whole bunch of things, but
but we wanted to keep it. We're already over an hour, so
Yeah.
we didn't even want to be here this long. But Nate, we're here for you. Danny, we're here for you, and everyone else watching. We appreciate you all. All right. Anyway, so this is important here because this is. You want to talk about some October surprises?
Real quick. Try Dofu Sports. I don't even know Dofu Sports. Maybe
I don't want. You know what? Dofu Sports doesn't exist because I don't want them to get fucking called out, Nate. But anyway, so David's gonna go check it out now. So right here, at least 1.5 million illegal Southwest border crossers reported in fiscal year 24. Texas accounts for 65% of U.S.-Mexico border apprehensions, and they accounted for only 35% in the total of fiscal 2024. So this is wild. We talk about October surprises. This should be an October surprise, but in 2024, this is a drop in the bucket because earlier we had that the first gentleman beats the shit out of his girlfriends for touching valets on the shoulder.
No one really talked about that.
Huh?
Weirdly enough, no one talked about that.
Maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow. I heard it on
Yeah.
Glenn the other day.
Yeah.
But no one's talking about it. I think Pat Ray brought it up too. But, fucking slaps her in public, apparently,
Yeah.
and then also bangs his nanny while he was married, and that ends his fucking thing. And he apparently,
Paragon of virtue.
and apparently, the story is non-corroborated. So the story with that is the nanny ended up having a miscarriage after he didn't want it.
That's right.
And it was a stress-induced miscarriage, which means he beat the fuck out of her to get the kid out of her. Okay.
That's right.
Let's talk about what that is. So first
That's
gentleman who's redefining masculinity likes to beat women. Let's just throw that out there. I'll take my version of masculinity where we protect women and not beat the fuck out of them because we're weak and insecure. Anyway, throwing that out there. So let's go here. So a minimum of 1.5. I'm not going to read the whole number. 1.5 million foreign nationals.
525.
It's a
thousand.
just say 1.5. Just don't. Why did they even put that in there? John Solomon. Did John write this? You dickhead. Stop doing that. Bethany blankly. Stop it. Anyway. So 1.5 million foreign nationals illegally cross the southwest border in 2024. So criminal aliens. Rewrite that, please. Criminal aliens. According to preliminary data from the Center Square, exclusively obtained from the Border Patrol agent on a condition of anonymity and fear of reprisal, which is crazy. You should be able to whistle blow, right?
Also, to be fair, on the criminal aliens thing, go up a little bit. The way the sentence is structured, it wouldn't work in that context because she is announcing what they're doing is illegal. Like she's announcing them as foreign nationals before they come in, as in she's not announcing them like in there already. So like criminal aliens would be who is already in after they illegally crossed, saying foreign nationals illegally crossed. It was the I want to defend the way it's written because I understand what you're doing. I was just like, wait, it just
I don't do syntax anyway. Me and syntax got into a fight. I won. Fuck syntax. Anyway, so data excludes Office of Field Operations data, got away data, those who left, who were evaded, and Northern Border Apprehension data. Meaning, this number is much higher than 1.5. Okay. This also excludes the 1.3 million inadmissibles released into the United States through 2 parole programs created by the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, as they say. More than 12 of the programs were identified as illegal by House Republicans who impeached Mayorkas in February. Again, we know that happened. Dozen of state attorney general sued to stop them, arguing they violated federal law. Federal judges also ruled they are illegal. So that number is much higher than 1.5. Those are just the ones that we're allowed to know. So what they talk about here that I found fucking hilarious is Texas has been pushing them west. Greg Abbott has been closing off more and more of the eastern part of the Mexican border. Let me see where it says that they have been pushing them west, which I find to be the best fucking troll. Texas, I will say, Governor Abbott has his flaws, okay? But in terms of the border stuff that he's been doing, I think they've just been sitting there going, how the fuck can we just troll everyone today with a bunch of people?
It says it right there.
Where is it?
As Texas Governor Greg Abbott's Operation Lone Star Border Security effects push
illegal activity westward, New Mexico, Arizona, and California reported influx, which could fuck them, right? Because all 3 of them are like, we are gonna love the illegals, and then when it's on their doorstep, they're like, oh no, illegals. So it's like, I love that what he's doing. He's busing them to all the sanctuary cities, and then he's pushing them away, and he's like, here, we'll take most of them, but you take some, and now it's a problem, right? So in Arizona, Border Patrol agents reported the second greatest number of 515,201 illegal border crossers, with the overwhelming majority in the CBP Tuscan sector of 461,685. So it's one of the busiest in the country. 261 shared border miles of Mexico. Yuma reported have over 53,500 according. So that's a ton of fucking people. And the thing is, Texas deals with it all the time. California Border Patrol reported 342,348 in 2 sectors responsible for 130 miles shared with Mexico and 114 coastal border miles along the Pacific Ocean. Coastal border, I don't know what that is. Coastal Border Patrol, whatever. San Diego sector.
Most likely.
Yeah. Reported an overwhelming majority of 322,000 in El Centro, over 17,350 according to the data. Like this is what needs to keep happening though. New Mexico has 137,021. Okay. This is what needs to keep happening. Okay. Because they need to start feeling the pain. We saw what happened in Martha's Vineyard. We saw what's going on in New York City. they're fucking framing Eric Adams over it. Okay. Not because all he did was ask for help. It's not even like he didn't just shut the fuck up. That's all I want to do. Shut the fuck up and just take it. Keep giving them $4,000 each and shut up. That's all he wanted to do. And he's like, hey, can we just have some help with resources? And they're like, cool. You took $100,000. We're kicking you out. So it's like, it's crazy what's going on. But this is what needs to keep happening.
I do wonder though, because like there is they need to understand why they're so messed up and pushing this on everyone else, but also I don't even know if that's going to work on them, to be completely honest. Now it helps Texas because Texas isn't taking in all the goddamn people into
That's 1 million people that they pushed away, basically.
exactly. So like Texas has no reason to stop doing that because it helps them in every single aspect. But I just don't even know if it's just like, oh, maybe they'll understand and they'll stop their dumbass ways.
This is
I don't even think that's going to happen.
It might, because here's why. What happens is your retards on the top will continue to do it because they don't care. They're leftists. They want this chaos to happen, right? And then you'll have your diehards, which are not a big percentage, will just always go vote blue no matter who, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is going to affect the independents, the soccer moms, and the dads that really aren't super political, don't give a shit too much, just want to live in a safe suburban or, community and let their kids go to school, live a decent life. And then when these things start coming to their doorstep and the crime starts happening, they're the ones that maybe voted left and Democrat because they were a little more, we don't like the rhetoric of the right. They're mean, this and that. We mostly vote Democrat because they're bleeding hearts, right? When this starts happening and the Democrats don't respond, this is where you get that swath to go, I've never voted Republican in my life, but they're the ones that seem to want to do something. It's working in Texas. They're talking tough. Maybe we'll give them a shot. This is where it has a political will, because as they do nothing on the left, your middle of the rungs will start to sway right.
See, it's logical. And it makes sense.
I hate you.
But it doesn't mean it, like, because let's say that does become a thing.
Mm-hmm.
How soon does that become a thing? Because if it doesn't happen in a soon enough time, and there is a way to allow more illegals to vote in the elections,
That's true.
then that drowns out those that finally realize why they shouldn't have voted that way.
You have to hope that they recognize and wake up before it can be done that way.
Exactly. So it's like, I get it 100%. I'm not even saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying I don't know if I necessarily trust that it's going to work in any type of way. It's hope that it works in some type of way. But I mean, I just wish, I almost wish Abbott found another loophole to try to fight and close the border, make the federal government fight him again.
There was a loophole.
Keep going back and forth again.
Stay in Mexico. Trump was doing a great fucking job, and it's so.
No, I'm saying Abbott himself. I'm saying Abbott himself, though, because obviously the federal government.
But I always hate when they talk about the numbers, like Trump only deported 900,000. Okay, because he had a lot less coming through.
Yeah,
they were trying. Because it's so funny. We memory hold the fact that leftist organizations and NGOs were paying to get thousands of people in caravans to come to the border to try and get in to make Trump look bad.
Yep.
That was their sole purpose, that they were paying, and they were busing people, and they were fucking paying for their supplies. And this was well known and well documented. It was doing. It's already been memory hold that was going on. And then it's completely and totally, it's not a caravan thing with the Bidens. It's just a walk right in thing because they don't need the caravan because the Bidens asked them to fucking do it. But it's so funny. We memory hold this. Remember, it was every other month. Oh, we got another 2,500 a caravan on the way. We got a caravan of 6,000 leaving Venezuela. We got a caravan of X, Y, Z. And that's all we heard for all 4 years of Donald Trump's presidency. And all it was meant to do was, number one, demonize him when he wasn't letting these people in. And number two, as people did stream in at some point in illegal ports of entry, because when you have that many people, you're going to get people in, right? You have dirty border patrol agents that let people in. You have the cartels that are good at what they do. And that starts to balloon that number. So it's funny, we memory hold this as we talk about the numbers of who got deported. Believe me, if Trump didn't have the stay in Mexico policy, he would have deported 50 million of them. Like, he would have said, get the fuck out. And again, I actually heard what's funny on Glenn Beck. Dave, do you know, out of the last, since Clinton and beyond, do you know who's deported the most illegal immigrants or criminals?
Obama?
Clinton, 13 million in 8 years deported. I think Obama had like 8 million or 9 million.
And that's the thing. And we don't need to go into this because I think I ranted about immigration not long ago, like days ago, before I went to Jersey. But like, it's the most insane shit. Like, this is a new problem. This has been a problem for a long fucking time, and people just haven't wanted to do anything about it to actually stop them. Because deporting 13 million is a good thing. That's fine. Why didn't we just stop people in the first place? It's insanity, and it's bothersome because a nation state has every right to be as harsh as possible to people trying to come in illegally.
Yes.
A nation state will have a very good persuasion chance, especially if things go bad with people entering, to persuade the people that nationally live there to say, we have a right to basically shoot anyone that fucking comes up to our border. And at some point, people would be like, yeah, I don't care. It's fucking fine with me.
Reasonable.
Yeah. And, I would rather not that happen, but if you're just going to allow this to happen, people are going to be like, I'd rather have that kind of fucking policy than the one that we have now. So it's bothersome that this has been going on for so long and we're just not acting like a normal nation.
It wasn't that long ago that Bill Clinton called for a border fence, a minimum border fence. Obama was on board with the border fence initially. Even Joe Biden in his yesteryear was on board. The Democrats and the Republicans were actually there. But here's the thing, both of them needed a wedge policy to talk about. So that is what they did. And where it really started to break apart for me and looking at it is when Obama wanted the Dreamers. The Dreamers kind of started to really create the wedge. And then from there, Obama had no choice but to abandon being a little more, even though he was very much a deporter in a lot of ways. He deported a shit ton of people. But through the Dreamers Act and mass amnesty, they saw a chance with the way the rhetoric was going to hop on it. And now, here's the thing. I don't think that there's a lot of Democrats that still want this to go on, like your traditional Democrats, even in office. But they are so far down this road, they cannot turn back now. Like, that's why Kamala is getting so much shit by going, let's build a wall. It's like, what?
Yeah, you can't. You can't now. You've married yourself to an untenable.
Anybody wants to have fun, just go on Kamala, either of her Twitter pages. Her regular Twitter page is the best.
We need border robotic flame-throwing dogs. The thing is, that would be reasonable. We need sharks with freaking laser beams on their heads would be reasonable.
Laser beams.
Yeah, exactly. Like it becomes reasonable when you have such an outrageous proposition like what's happening right now to say, fuck it. Any way to stop people from coming in. Because I mean, like having agents there and having people with guns would be normal.
Donald
sharks
Trump
and fucking robotic flame dogs would be even better.
Everyone in Congress. He held a gun to all the Republicans and said, "You better vote down the greatest border bill of all time."
About the bill,
greatest border bill
insanity
of all time, which
we don't even go into it because
it's going to get 1,500 more border agents down there. He was going to supply them and help.
And by the way, 1,500 would do fucking nothing. Like, what are they talking about?
I found Dave's. Oh my god! I found Dave's.
Yeah, no, we don't need to get into it because like
Dave is a raging racist bigot.
We didn't plan on going this long anyway.
So we'll definitely get back to the border talk again. But
yeah,
overall,
I'll rant on it again at some point.
Overall, it's been a clusterfuck at the border, and it's not a secret that it has been. Only way to stop it is to vote for Trump. And that's the thing. And here's the thing. There's a lot of hyperbole when it comes to surrounding what Trump is going to do, what Trump is not going to do. But one thing he did try to do was start to build some of that fucking wall. He had to fight with everyone to reallocate money to get there. People are sitting there and saying, he didn't build the wall. And even I hear Republicans and going, he lied about the wall. It's like, you stupid motherfuckers. Did you see what he was up against? He was up against his own party for the first half of it. Until the midterms came. And then he just had to figure out ways to reallocate because as the commander-in-chief, he has full authority to do whatever the fuck he wants at the border. Okay? And they fought him. They've sued him every single turn. It's a miracle. I think he got like 100 and something miles of border wall done. It's a miracle he got that done. Okay? Because they fought him at every fucking turn. So I hate the rhetoric around Trump and what he was able to get done and what he wasn't able to get done. He got done things in spite of a bunch of assholes, in spite of John McCain's bitch ass. Okay, fuck John McCain. I don't care. Like, war hero, fine. Politician, piece of shit.
I like people who weren't captured. That shit's hilarious.
Honestly, I don't
Meghan
care.
McCain can fucking cry. I don't care.
It is hilarious. Honestly, I like people who don't get captured. I like my war heroes to not get captured. Like, it's a fucking hilarious statement, okay? Like, here's the thing. John McCain, again, fine, war hero. JFK was a war hero. Doesn't mean I agreed with his fucking policies.
Yeah,
and
right.
I have great respect for JFK after reading Killing Kennedy by Bill O'Reilly and Martin Duggar. Fantastic fucking book. Still think he wasn't a great fucking president, but I can respect the man. Same thing with John McCain. Respect the man. Did his service, did his fucking thing. A piece of shit for a politician.
Held back the Republican Party fucking years.
Only
dude.
thing
That
he
man
was
didn't
good
back
on
home.
was going to war. He is Lindsey Graham, but actually fucked a woman. Okay. That's it. That's it. That's all John McCain was. Okay. Like, when he ran for president, he was the best we had at the time. Okay. That's all we could run, because you look back at it now, we maybe dodged a bullet that McCain and Romney didn't become president. Like, honestly, Obama might have been better than both of them. Listen, Obama at least fucking was a stealthy war guy. Okay. McCain would have just sat there and been like, all right, tanks in Iran, fuck these bitches. So maybe we were dodged a little bit of a bullet with Obama. Okay. He was just a racist piece of shit and still is. But I digress. I can go on with my rant about these fucking loser Republicans. Oh, last thing before I gotta go. I'm out of here. Last thing. Can we end this rhetoric about I wanted the debate of that Vance and Waltz had to be the presidential debates again? Fuck all of you, okay? Because let's remember, as conservatives, what it was like being a conservative pre-Trump. Go hide in a closet somewhere and don't fucking come out, okay? That's what it was like. If we go back, Vance is fine. Vance did a good job sticking up for everyone. But the only reason Vance is able to do what he does is because Trump has kicked in the door and told the media to eat a dick and defended himself.
Yep.
Republicans did not defend themselves to the media or anybody else. All the same things that have been said about Donald Trump, about Ron DeSantis, about everything have been said about every single Republican that's run for major office my whole life.
And not only that, Republicans always took the defensive stance and never did anything else.
And Trump is the first one to go on the offensive, and that's why they want to destroy him, because they do not want more of him and more people like Vivek Ramaswamy, who is not afraid to go on the offensive. And JD Vance, the only reason listen, JD Vance proved a lot to me at that debate. The only reason I think he has the balls he has and isn't falling in line and just being another Republican with strong values and convictions, probably a great voting record, but not the rhetoric, is because Trump has empowered a bunch of conservatives. A guy who's not very fucking conservative in Donald Trump has empowered conservatives to do what Rush Limbaugh has been begging every single one of us to do. Stand the fuck up, because we're right. Okay. And that is the thing. And I do not want them to go back to the boring ass debates. Was it a fun debate to watch? Yes. It was fine as a Politico. Yes. I like politics. I do not want it to go back to this fucking niceties, because you want to know why? These people aren't nice. The Democrats we're dealing with right now are not nice.
It's not nice to imply someone's racist. It's not exactly a nice fucking thing
They
to
are
do.
not nice people, okay? Because here's the thing. They can call us. They will imply we're racist. They will imply this. But if you sit there and say you're a fucking baby killer, and all of a sudden that's the biggest thing in the world, right? So no, these people are not nice, okay? And they're allowed to not be nice because the rest of the media is in collusion with them.
Yeah.
So no, fuck that. I like Trump's style, because Trump separates the boys from the men on the debate stage with the Republicans. And then if he can make you sweat on stage, you lose. And the thing is, with Hillary, he made her sweat. With Biden, he should have shut the fuck up, because Biden killed himself. If he would have let Biden rant like he did in this one with the mics cut off, Biden would have crushed himself in 2020 under his own weight. This one with Kamala, I thought he did a better job. Thought he was fine with Kamala, to be quite honest. Kamala got under his skin a little, but he was just fine. But now we're looking at it, and I even hear people like, I really wish we can go back to the time when it was just more civil. Fuck you people. Civil means Republicans take it in the ass and then try to defend themselves for a whole fucking debate. Absolutely not. Stop being bitches, okay? Let's stay on the offensive as conservatives. Let's not go in a hole, because this is what we also do. We get 8 years of something good. We get Reagan, who was more of an attack guy, more tactical, had more tact than Trump did, but more of an attack dog. And then what do? We get George fucking Herbert Walker. And he is just a bitch and a half and is willing to take it again. Okay. So, no, we do not need to go back to this part and parcel bullshit. We need to stay on the attack. Here's the thing. If they want to start playing nice and they want to start being civil, cool. We can go back to having civil debates. But until they stop calling us racist, stop calling us Nazis, stop calling us threats to democracy, and fuck you. Absolutely not. I am not going to be civil with people who actually think that I am the biggest threat to the world just because I disagree with them. When in fact, their philosophy has always led to millions dead. Always. So no. Do not fall into that trap of the fact that JD Vance was really good and it sounded really nice that he undressed fucking Waltz in a nice way. We are not going back to that. And if that's what you want, then get the fuck out. Vote for Trump and shut the fuck up if that's what you want, because we don't need your opinion after that. Okay. That rant over. Dave, do you have anything before we end the show?
No, I'm good. I feel like we can end on that.
We'll end on this, Renee. McCain is an awful human. He left his wife for a mobster's daughter, besides killing sailors on the Forrestal. I think we can end off with that. A salute to John McCain. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Nate, as always, Danny, as always, we appreciate you guys being here. Everyone that watched, Dave, you need to start clipping my rants and your own.
Yes, I will. I will.
Can you get the fucking work? Anyway, but we appreciate you all watching on X, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you are. Go follow us at the Alex Cuesta Show. And yeah, I'm not going to ramble on. See you guys later. We're out of here. We'll be back tomorrow. Probably
good night.
Probably right around the same time we did fucking tonight. We only want to do an hour and a half. All right. So long, y'all.